What's up everybody, it's Polish or Die here again, giving you just a tutorial on a simple-ish French fade type Baroque look with some scroll work. I'm using the Ugly Duckling size 10 acrylic brush, my extremely small detailer brush, some super white from Valentino, Dazzle from Elegant Glass Nails, Master Gel from Amy Becker, Rose Gold Metallic Soak Off Gel from Madame Glam, clear acrylic, and liquid monomer. You're also going to need some Madame Glam base gel and some glue for the rhinestones later. So here's my first bead, starting off our French fade. I'm going to pull some of that product backwards to kind of like fade it into the nail and make it flush. That'll make your pink fade into your white a little easier. You won't get a line of demarcation. Just pulling that down the nail, making sure my brush is clean so that it's not picking up product or dragging it funky. I really like this white from Valentino. It's nice and easy to use. It's easy to mold. It's not running all over the place. It doesn't have like weird pigments in it or marbling or shadowing. It's just a it's just a really good white. Just filling in that tip there to make sure that it's opaque. Now we're going to start with the pink. I like this pink because it's got shimmer in it, and so it's easier to fade into any color really. And I'm just pulling at the front of that bead there to make sure that I'm not dragging too much product down the nail. Cuticle bead is a little wetter than the first bead, and I just angle my brush to make sure that it's flush back there. And then just drag that down the nail as well. I'm going to go in and kind of detail it a little bit, put in some smaller beads so that I can get the fade to fade exactly where I want it. I wanted it to come down the nail a little more and not be such a stark, to me, in my eyes, it looks stark there when it met the white. Now we're just going to cap it in clear. This bead's a little wetter than I would use on a client, just because I'm using a fake nail, so I wanted it to run down the nail a little quicker. So I'm just pulling that down, just dragging it down, not really patting as much. I mean, you see me do that kind of at the tip, but generally speaking, I like to sweep product down the nail rather than pat it. So this is Madame Glam's base gel. It's kind of optional. Like, I did it so that, because I thought the metallic gel was going to stain, but it stained anyway, so now we're going in with our metallic gel. We're going to just do one thin coat, just opaque enough to cover up the area that I want to do the scroll work in, because I'm only going to do the side, so I don't really need to worry about the entire nail as a whole. Small detailer brush, we're going to kind of grab like a glob of clear gel on it. And this is how I like to do my scroll work. I'm going to show you how I do it in the beginning in real time, so you can kind of see how long it takes me. These bigger swirls that I put in here, I do first so that I can kind of map out where I want everything to be, and then I'll go in later with smaller details to highlight certain parts of the scroll work, or I can even kind of dictate how far down the nail everything comes. I really like scroll work. It's really easy, and it's pretty quick to do in the salon, so it's a nice salon nail art. And the pressure of your brush is really important. The harder you push down, the thicker your line is going to be. The more you pull up, the thinner your line is going to be. So kind of have an idea in your head. Usually I like to look at pictures of either like Baroque style antiques or something like that to kind of get an idea of what something antique or Baroque would look like, and then kind of model my swirls and highlights and stuff after that. So depending on what I'm going for, I like to do some bigger kind of like, what would you call those, nodules on the ends of those swirls. And then I like to do a lot of more pointy pieces that maybe look like leaves or bringing out highlights on the swirls themselves. And sorry, I'm out of frame, but I think it gives a lot more detail to the look. It's more interesting to the eye. There's more to look at, even though it's really not that difficult of a design to do. It looks complicated, but it's not. So that's how I make my leaves, is I just pull out certain parts of those little nodules to make them pointy. And I kind of just press my brush into it and pull out and lift as I'm pulling out. So just adding really tiny little spots in there. Wherever you put the clear gel is where the metallic polish is going to stay. And that's what I really like about these. So here I'm just wiping off everything that wasn't under the clear gel. I also buffed it because I didn't really because the gel polish stained. So I buffed it, and then now I'm just going in with some rhinestones. I believe I got these from Daily Charm. The bling tool I'm using is from Ugly Duckling. It's just your very typical wax tool. But I do like that it has a daughter at the end. Easy to move stuff around. So I was using this glue for a while, but it's just starting not to dry very well. So I've actually I've moved to using Accents Bling On, which I'm enjoying. I have it on a couple clients right now, so I'm interested to see what their nails look like when they come back. I like to put my bling kind of opposite of where I put my design, because I think that it helps accentuate the design and it looks nice and tidy. This is just spray activator, so it helps the super glue dry faster. That's also from Elegant Glass Nails. So now we're just going to top coat. And when I top coat rhinestones, I do not put top coat over the top of them. That'll make them less sparkly. So I just seal around the edges. Then I'm going to go back in because I didn't really like how it wasn't 3D looking anymore. So I went back in and I just highlighted those areas with the same clear gel from Amy Becker, just to give it some texture. I love texture. In nails, I think they're so much more interesting when you can feel things on them. I know people really like smooth nails, but I like 3D things and rhinestones and matte and just weird textures, I guess. So just highlighting it, I think it gave it more of an interesting look. A little more dimensional. And then we'll just cure that for 30 seconds. So this is the finished design done. Just a little simple French fade with some rhinestones and some scroll work. If you guys want to follow me on Polish or Die or Instagram, it's all the same. Thanks, bye.